Do you have 5 hearts? Or
I do.
Or that is an old wives' tale. You do, huh?
I do actually have 5 hearts. 2 of them had heart attacks.
Okay. Pay attention. Creepy weirdo.
I would like a strong, powerful woman to protect me.
He'll fight for America.
Hip, poopy square.
The Playable Characters Podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to level 176 of the Playable Characters Podcast. And my name is Brian McGinnis. As you know that, your favorite host of Playable Characters Podcast for life. Welcome, everybody. What is it, August still? We don't even know what day it is anymore. It doesn't matter, right? The world's ending and you're listening to a podcast. So I appreciate that very much. That's all we can do now. Hey, follow us. I mean, me at Playable Podcasts on Instagram and Twitter. And also, hey, you know what? Check out me, Brian, not podcast Brian, regular Brian. Check out my Ninja Turtles stupid review series on Instagram and YouTube. It's called Brian Reviews All the Turtles. If you want to kill a minute and a half every day, it's really stupid and fun. Having a good time doing them. I have 100 Ninja Turtle figures to get through, everybody. Please watch them so I'll know I should keep doing them. Anyway, today's guest, you're looking at your phone, you see the name, right? You're like, holy shit, they finally got him. We've been trying to get this guy for, 3.5 years now, right? Legendary alien worm guy. We love him. The game's impossible, but we love him. Earthworm Jim is here, everybody. How are you, Jim?
Hey, how are you, Brian? Hey, buddy. Hey, thanks for having me. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. I've been trying. This is so cool that you're finally here. Thank you.
It's a great honor, you know. This is a really great. It's a safe space you've got going on here. I feel comfortable. Yep. I feel good. I feel groovy, for lack of a better term. But I'm real happy to be here, and yeah. And if you need help, wasting minutes of your day, like with your Ninja Turtles things, I've got some pills maybe that might help you out. Some supplements.
Jim,
yeah, I could hook you up with my guy. He's very down to earth. No pun intended.
Is he here on Earth?
He is on Earth.
Okay.
I'm currently not on Earth. Actually.
Where are you?
I'm taking a little siesta, of course, in hell. Oh, sorry. Heck. Sorry. Is this medium appropriate for children?
It's fine. I said shit already.
Okay, great.
So it's okay. Why are you in hell, Jim? What happened?
Well, I needed to get away a little bit, and Evil the cat, he has a timeshare with me, of course, because what better way to fall more into evil than to hang out in the timeshare?
Seriously.
And to go into a timeshare with a cat. And I guess I owe it to him. I did eat up pretty much all of his 9 lives.
Yeah. Okay. I see that. Yeah. You said his name, Evil the cat. Right?
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
The names of your enemies and people in your world are, to us here on Earth, a little silly. There's
What do you mean?
Well, I'll give you a few examples. We got Queen Slug for a butt. Do you still talk? You still chat with her?
Well, we're not on great terms. After all, I famously went inside and fired ruthlessly at her anus until she was completely defeated.
Yeah.
But yeah, that actually is her name. I don't want it to be misconstrued. And to corrections department, of course, my name is just Jim. So please don't call me like Earth or EW. I don't call you Human Brian, right?
You can if you want.
Well, it just doesn't roll off the tongue very well.
Right. Okay.
Right.
So you just want to be Jim.
I'm just Jim. I'm just Jim. It was something that those assholes in marketing came up with. They were like, well, we can't just call him Super Jim. We got to call him Earthworm Jim. I guess that's what they thought when they were coming up with the first game. And it just kind of stuck, I
mean, you are an Earthworm.
That's true. Yes.
From space.
Well, I'm from Earth. Actually.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's literally no story. The game just starts, so we don't know.
I'll tell you the truth. I'll tell you the true story. That's what I'm here. I'm here to come clean and get it all out on the record. I was talking to my buddy Booger Man, and he said, we've got this great podcast on Earth where video game characters can come on and tell their story. So that's kind of what I was hoping to do today.
Awesome. Let's do it.
So I'm just an earthworm crawling around on a farm in the middle of Oklahoma, just minding my own business, eating away at feces one day. All of a sudden,
Wait, hold on. Why feces?
That's just what earthworms do. We repurpose and we reuse the soil and we work it back into the earth. We're very good for the environment. You're welcome.
Thank you. Do you have 5 hearts? Or
I do.
Or that is an old wives' tale. You do, huh?
I do actually have 5 hearts. 2 of them had heart attacks.
Okay.
Because, well, like I was getting to, the super suit that I wear, it literally just randomly fell out of the sky one day. So I hopped into it, and lo and behold, it hurts like hell. Let me tell you, when I'm inside that thing, and I've talked to a few doctors about this, but they've said it's probably the equivalent of things being shoved into your anus.
Yeah. We don't. Some people like that here. Some people don't.
Well, it's essentially like that, but all over my worm body. So when I put my body inside the suit, all the little probes are going in and shocking my insides and really doing a number on me. So, I'm kind of chilled out right now. I'm not as crazy as you might remember in the games, just being all wacky and throwing around catchphrases. That's because that's how I could deal with the stress that was all of those little tiny probes inserting themselves into my worm body.
See, I always feel bad when I find these things out. I didn't know that. I'm so sorry for playing your game so much because I just didn't know it hurt that badly.
It does hurt.
You seem like you're having a good time. I guess.
I mean, it's an adrenaline rush. I don't know what to tell you. Have you ever done cocaine?
I haven't.
Okay. Well, have you ever?
I've heard stories.
Have you ever had ecstasy?
No.
Okay. All right. Have you ever had a cup of coffee?
Once. I just don't like it. I'm very boring, Jim.
Oh, all right. Well, maybe you won't know these sensations. What's something that gives you a true adrenaline rush?
Like Sour Patch Kids.
Sour Patch Kids, perfect. So it's imagine you've got 1,000 Sour Patch Kids in your mouth all at once.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt your tongue.
It's gotta hurt your tongue, but all over your entire body. Imagine, because my entire body essentially is a tongue, of course.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the suit, turns out that suit wasn't so randomly falling out of the sky. My dear old buddy Psychro, he's a bounty hunter. You see, he's an intergalactic bounty hunter, and he was supposed to be delivering it for some sort of evil intentions.
Is there any other kind of bounty hunter, or are they always intergalactic?
Well, there are some bounty hunters here on Earth, right? There was Dog the bounty hunter.
That's true. We try to forget him, but yeah, that was our mistake.
Why's that? Did something happen?
He's pretty bad. He's a terrible person.
Oh God. Yeah. Well, I know a lot about terrible people, so maybe I'll give him a call after this.
Queen Slug of the Butt. Queen Slug Butt. Whatever.
Queen Slug for a butt.
Queen Slug. I'm so sorry, Queen. If you're listening.
I actually think that's not even her full name. But we can. I got my buddy Snot hanging out in my backpack, so he can do the corrections department later. We can always add that in there in post, can't we?
Now, Snot is not Major Mucus. Those are different people, right?
Oh yeah, no. They're distant cousins. They're from a planet that's entirely made out of mucus, and
I would not want to go there.
They both have different agendas. Major Mucus and I, he's just not happy that I didn't want to join his army brigade. Okay, so he's always kind of after me too. We used to go bungee jumping together off the cliffs there, but now he just basically wants to shoot me out of the sky whenever he sees me flying around in my little rocket ship that I keep inside my pocket.
Your pocket rocket. I want to talk about that. How do you?
My pocket rocket.
Does it just fold up? You always just kind of whip it out and just start flying away.
It's part of the suit, man. I don't know what to tell you. The suit has strange properties that can't be fully explained, and scientists kind of want to get at it. But I figure, no, this technology is too dangerous. I need to keep it for myself. Okay,
it's probably a smart idea. We'd ruin it. We'd ruin it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. It just it's like the size of those Apple AirPod cases, know. And you know how you just kind of flip those babies open and they're like, bloop, you're paired, you're ready to go, you're ready to hit the subway.
Yep.
Same exact technology. So I bet you bottom dollar that those crackpots over at the Apple Corporation, they have the technology to do the foldable, expandable rocket in your pocket, and they just don't do it.
Imagine that. I would love that. I don't know what fuel it takes, but man, that would be easy to get around.
I think it's they're trying to keep you guys here on Earth, man. I think they're trying to keep you on lockdown, all this quarantining stuff. Yeah. It's rough. But I'll tell you, they don't have COVID-19 in other places. You know what I mean?
We still got it here. We're still going.
Well, other planets, they have their own infectious diseases, some that are even worse, some that are better.
I'm sure the snot world has plenty. Well, actually, snot's good for you, technically, is it? Not good for you, but it helps to. That means it's fighting diseases. All the mucus and snot I've heard.
That's true, and that's kind of what Major Mucus is always after, his MO. I can't speak for him as well, but he is always flying around and trying to fight off the diseases, or what he calls. But really, he's just kind of gross, and that's from a worm saying that. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
I'm used to dealing and rolling around in mud and feces all day long, and this guy is just nasty.
It's pretty gross. So you were, as we all know, you were extremely popular in the 90s.
Yeah, 94, 95, my big years.
Yeah, two solid games, two not so solid afterwards. Why do you think
that's fair?
It is. Okay. Why do you think you haven't had, people want another, we've heard rumblings there's been a game in development for 10 years, but it's probably not going to happen. I'm sure you can tell us, I don't know, but why do you think you haven't had the comeback that let's say Ninja Turtles, we said before, Ninja Turtles have been steady for 30-something years. Battletoads is even making a comeback, Thundercats made a crazy anime comeback. How can you think Earthworm Jim has not?
Well,
are you difficult to work with, Jim?
I wouldn't say that. I'm a pretty easy-going worm once you get to know me.
You seem like it, yeah.
Got a great sense of humor. We struck it big with those first two games, and people complained it was a little too hard. It was difficult, and it was hard to control. That's because it was realistic to my experience, okay? You know how difficult it is being a worm with no arms and legs trying to control a super cyborg spacesuit? Right. Very difficult. So
it has arms and legs, yeah, I imagine. Is it just like you said, it's all the probes, electromagnetic pulses, I guess? All right.
There's a strange massage feature that really just shoots an electric current into my backside, and it's just not pleasant.
Well, it seems okay.
Yeah. So basically, these games are difficult to control and they're hard to live through because that's real to my experience. I worked with those guys very closely on those first two games.
Okay.
Little spoiler alert for anybody that finished the second game.
No one. I'm sure someone has.
Well, if you had some cheat codes or whatever, maybe you could figure it out. Or if you found some wizards on YouTube that might have gotten to the end. Yeah. You're telling my true experience up until this last moment where we reveal that myself and Queen, not Queen,
Princess what's
for a butt. Princess what's her name? Yes, of course. And I have more to say on her a little later.
Yes, so do I. Yeah.
I have a lot of confessions to make about that in Psychro. So the three of us, it's a big comic goof that we all come out and we unzipper ourselves and we're all cows. We're none of us are actually part of the characters. It was all a big ha-ha joke.
Gotcha.
They came to us and they said, "Hey, we're going to 3D. Jim, are you in?" And I said, "Absolutely, sure. Let me open up my mind here with the inner recesses and give you all the information that I can give you."
Yeah.
Things are going great. We're starting to feel little creative differences once they start getting in there and they start seeing how deep and dark it is. They're having some difficulty with the controls and the 3 dimensions and trying to figure it out. Long story short, I pieced out of that bad sucker on the way, okay? I was not going to have my name attached to it, and that's when I started saying, is this how I want to be defined as a video game character? Do I want to lock myself into this one mold, this one specific kind of, I got to be a goofy 3D platformer. I got to be the next Sonic the Hedgehog. I got to be the example of coolness.
Right.
No, I wanted to open myself to bigger artistic endeavors, you know, man?
Yeah.
So I did a brief peace out and they replaced me with the cows. Okay. Every single character in that game, they basically got lazy. They tried to copy what worked, put it in 3D, and then use the cow replacements. Bogus, Didn't work. Game was a big bomb. Of course, they don't know the difference. So old Jim's getting the ass whooping for that one. Of course.
got you. It wasn't your fault, but people think it was. Okay.
Not my fault. I was too busy off doing a guest spot on the Clay Fighters game. You remember that?
Yes.
That was actually me, and I had a great time. I thought
fun? Okay.
I branched out well into the fighting genre, and I said, this is great. They approached me. There was my manager said they were mumbling about Smash Brothers at the time.
Ooh.
But, that was back in the 64 days, and they only had slots for 12 characters or whatever. And I said, you know what? I'm good. I don't have a greatest working relationship with Mario anyway.
Who does?
I mean, he's a tough guy. It's not fair to other video game characters. He's out there. He's got his platformers. But then if he wants to do a different genre, if he wants to do a puzzle game, it's Dr. Mario. If he wants to do a party game, boom, it's Mario Party. If he wants to do a racing game, whammo, it's Mario Kart. And that's not fair, because then this happens and you see this. I know you see this, Brian. I bet you talk to a lot of video game characters, a lot of my colleagues, a lot of my buddies, and you see this exact phenomenon.
Yes.
If they try to do that, they just, they're copying Mario. No, they're just trying to break into other genres, right? Like Sonic Racers. Oh, it's just a Mario Kart knockoff.
It's
no, it's Sonic trying to be a racing character. He doesn't want to be defined as the one type of character, right?
Crash has a racing game.
Yes, it's just Mario Kart, but Crash. That's not the same. It's not as fun. I'm not going to play it. The kids aren't going to buy it.
Right.
It's tough. It's tough being a video game character. You get locked into the one genre and you can't break your mold here. Okay.
I got you. I never thought of it that way, but you really shed some light on this. That's a really good point. Fucking Mario, man. He's got the monopoly on all this stuff.
Absolutely. My good buddy Solid Snake did a pretty solid job. He was in the espionage genre. First, he was in like the 2D dimensions. Nobody knew what the hell was going on in those days, though. Everybody was on Quaaludes or whatever. And now he's just jumping around in Smash Brothers again. He can just kind of do whatever he wants. It's really fun. It's a great opportunity for him, right?
And he brings his guns with him to smash.
I've got guns for days. My guns are big and goofy. You can't even see the bullets. I'm all ready to go for Smash Brothers. I already proved my esteems in the clay fighting, but I digress, right? I was trying to get into the Metrovania thing, and then that turned into Hollow Knight. So it never works out for Jim, never works out.
Well, it did for a little bit, yeah. I mean, first of all, your guns, or I guess your gun, you can just put any type of bullets into it. You can put like 5,000 bullets into your gun. You know what I love about it? I play a lot of Call of Duty lately. No reloading. No reloading on your guns.
No reloading.
You could just shoot for fucking days with that thing, man.
Until you run out of ammo.
Right, then you shoot one.
Yeah, and then you find them lying around wherever you go. It's very handy, except for that one big gun that I've got that kind of blows up everything on the screen.
Yeah,
it takes a lot out of me. Even the super suit can't handle it sometimes.
I don't even know. I don't even know what that bubble gun is all about. I'm not good enough at the game to make it far enough to know where that's useful.
It's useful against very, very small enemies that you can't actually see on the screen. So when you're playing the game, it looks like nothing's happening, but you're actually fighting off small infectious disease that's floating around. And it's very helpful because there's a lot of elderly people in the game too. There's some grandmas that fall out of the sky and catch them. Right. It's helpful for them because, they're the subjects that are going to be harmed the most by these infectious diseases that are floating around in the air that we can't see.
In that first level, there's, like you said, there's killer dogs that
New Junk City.
Yes, they bite your butt. There's those whatever the fuck bird things. There's grandmas falling out of the sky, and you steal their stair climber thing. Like, it's a pretty involved first level, which it sets the tone immediately to be super hard. Why was that your choice to make it super hard? Was it the company? Like, why is your life just that hard?
I was working with the guys in Shiny, and I said, I want this to be an accurate depiction of my life. They need to know how tough it is, okay? To be a worm running around the galaxy and trying to save everything that they do. I'm sure it doesn't sound like you got very far in the game, did you, Brian?
By myself, no. I have watched playthroughs before, so I'm familiar with most of it.
Gotcha. So you probably didn't get to the very tumultuous sections with my good buddy Pete the dog.
What the fuck? Like, out of nowhere, there's no introduction. He just you're just on that planet, jumping over craters and asteroids flying at you, and there's this skippy happy dog prancing around. Like that, what is his problem? Why did
I apologize about that. The developers they didn't know quite how to work into the story back in the 6-bit genre. Nowadays, you got a cutscene, boom, it's all figured out.
There's nothing to tell you who this dog was.
Yeah, that dog. He actually, I'm actually his AA sponsor. And I'm trying to help him get to a meeting. And it's not Alcoholics Anonymous on his planet, by the way. It's Aggression Anonymous.
Yeah, because if he falls or gets hit, oh boy, is he not happy.
He takes it out on me every time. It's very tough. And then, of course, in the second game, there's a series of levels. I don't know why this kept coming back, but he got into a bad rap, and he had a little run-in with a dog, of course, and next thing he knows, boom, slaps him with alimony, and he's stuck with 47 puppy kids.
Oh, my goodness.
And he's got to move from one house to the other. I said, okay, well, I think the only logical way to help you is if I hold this giant marshmallow and you toss him out the window, and I'll help you get those puppies back over to your new home, because he's got to relocate. The puppies are too small. When a baby puppy is small, they got the little nubbin legs and they can't quite move. So the only way to get them over there, you got to toss them out a window. And we thought Psychro was helping, but clearly he wasn't. He was just trying to be a manipulative asshole.
Yeah, I mean that's one way to do it, but there's other ways. You can put 3, 4, 5 at a time in a nice padded basket, walk them over. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't think of that. We didn't have a basket at the time. All I had was my rocket pocket and a giant marshmallow that we found lying around.
Pocket rocket, right?
Things might have been different. I can't speak to I can't take back anything I've done. All right.
Well,
my actions are set in stone. It's all past. It's all a history, man.
I mean, right away you asked me if I wanted pills. Were you on pills back then? Was it also when you would spin around like a helicopter? That probably doesn't put you in a great mindset. Are you in any type of program such as your dog, or?
No, it's all pills, it's all painkillers, man. It's all painful, right?
Sure.
All the probing that the super suit causes me to wear. Yeah. Sometimes I go so crazy that I literally use the super suit to pull myself out of the suit and whip other people, and that's just a small relief of pain.
Okay,
that can numb the pain that I'm constantly feeling. It's really incredible.
So that's less painful than being in the suit, smashing yourself against like a rock monster or a dog.
Oh yeah. Sometimes it's a little different every day.
Or even using your face as a grappling hook. Like that doesn't help. That seems like it'd be pretty painful too.
That's more utilitarian than anything else. Sometimes you got a big cavernous gap to get over, and the only solution that you see is the hook that hangs above. Little did I think, I could just pull out my pocket rocket, maybe. But, that thing is such a gas killer. I try not to use it all the time.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Especially not for small cliffs that I could easily whip myself over a la Indiana Jones style. Actually, now that I think about it, does Indiana Jones ever actually use his whip to propel himself over pitfalls? Because I feel like that's like a very common trope now.
He might have once. I'm picturing... Or it could be a different movie. I'm picturing somebody, swing over whip it against like a bar up top or a log. I don't know. It's a good question. We should go watch them all.
I'll check it out. I think my buddy Banjo, he might have connections with Harrison Ford. He might be able to get to the bottom of this.
So, hey Jim, are there others like you? Are you the only Earthworm Jim, or is there Earthworm Joe or something?
I am the only Earthworm that his super-powered super suit. Yes, there's no other earthworms out there. I do have, 5 million brothers and sisters roaming around in the soil, and honestly, they're kids who I haven't even met. It's tough. It's tough when you become a celebrity. You kind of become removed from society, right? Especially as an artist. I had to close myself away for a few years, especially after that terrible Earthworm Jim 3D game came out. Not only that, they made an Earthworm Jim platformer for the Game Boy that was completely trash.
Yeah.
Menace to the Galaxy. That's not me. Okay. I'm not out there for that. I moved to New York City for a while. I was living in Greenwich Village as an artist, calling myself Earthworm Juan. And, it's just really enlightening experience. I was just staying up all night, painting, whatever inspired me, going out to the bar,
Mm.
ejecting drunks from the side of the road and just going back and doing it all again, having some torrent affairs. It was a really tough time, man. It was a tough winter. And, I really feel like it opened my experiences, though.
That was just one winter you were there doing all that stuff?
That was, the winter of 2012, I believe.
Oh, pretty recent. Okay.
Yeah, right after Hurricane Sandy. It was my perfect time to shoo my little ship in there and just kind of nice bungalow. The rent was real low because the power didn't come back on for weeks.
You don't need power. You live on the ground a lot of times.
I don't need a lot, man. I got my super powered suit. I got my snot buddy.
Right.
And I've got my memories.
Just a pile of poo. You'll be happy.
That's right. I've got my experiences and I've got an arsenal of weapons.
Seriously.
It's real crazy, man.
What were you? Again, we said before, the game kind of just started and the first one just kind of ends like whatever. Like what were you fighting for? Like I don't know what the actual
yeah. All right.
Cause of this war was.
Okay. All right. Somebody didn't watch the full playthrough on YouTube.
I did. I know what happens at the end, but I feel like it didn't really explain much as you went along.
Listen, I need to come clean about it. In the very first level, you remember there might be a part. It's very hard to miss where you eject a cow into space, right?
Okay. Yeah.
That happens. You drop a fridge on one side. It's classic physics. Okay.
Right.
You drop a fridge on one side and you launch the cow. The cow is out of your path.
I remember that. Yes.
By the time I reach Princess What's Her Name,
right, which is her name,
is not actually her name, and I'll get to that in just a moment.
Let's dive into that next. Yeah.
But Princess What's Her Name, she's standing there. She's the damsel in distress that I'm supposed to rescue because back in the 90s, these video game junk shots, they didn't know how to write a video game story. So they were just like, I don't know, what does Mario do? He saves a princess. Cool. It's basically the same structure, and I apologize for that lack of originality in what would otherwise be a very original and groovy platformer. So at the end of the game, it's a big haha joke. You get there and you go to rescue the princess. She's standing there all cute and pretty. She's actually the sister of Queen Slug for a butt.
Oh,
You're kind of saving her. And the cow that you launched in the first level lands on top of her.
Right.
Smushing her into a flat pancake. And the game shows me kind of walking away all sad and depressed during the credits.
You just kind of leave her there.
I do. I leave her behind because...
But she wasn't dead. She was blinking. She was
fine. She was totally fine.
Until,
of course, then the cliff edge snaps and she falls in with the cow.
A la Wile E. Coyote or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, her name really is Diane, okay?
Diane, Diane What's-Her-Face?
Yes, Diane What's-Her-Face. But people, they kind of came after us a little bit. They came after me and the writing staff. They said, this is a sexist game. You can't be doing this, especially after the Me Too era, of course. They wanted to come after everybody that was doing a misappropriate treating of women. And I do agree that her story was not fully told, fully realized here. And I did really care for Diane, what's her name? And that's her actual name, okay? And I'm not her only ex-boyfriend, okay? She also used to date the lead singer of Green Day.
Really?
Billy Joe Armstrong. Yeah, he wrote a song about her. It's the last song on the American Idiot album from 2004, and I only was listening to it because I was on a big, I got to go into the middle of the woods, stay out in the campfire all night and listen to vinyl, and I was trying to come up with a new album on my accordion.
How'd that go?
That went great. I actually released several albums under the name Juanas Earthwormo. You can find them usually on if you go vinyl shopping, if you go deep diving in the vinyl bins, you can find them there. I didn't actually distribute. I didn't want managers to know about it. I did it for the artistic integrity, of course. So you find them usually at the low barrel end.
Gotcha. Okay.
Anyway, they came after us about Princess What's Her Name. You're like, that's not right. And I said, well, I can't help it. That's what actually happened. That's the truth. It did kind of force us to take a look at ourselves, take a step back and reevaluate ourselves.
Okay.
And now I'm happy to report she's going to have a much larger game. She's going to have a much larger role and more important role in the new game that's coming out exclusively for the Intellivision.
That's true, by the way. They
we're working hard on it. We're very excited. I like, as an artist, as a video game character, I like to stay 5 steps ahead of my audience, and I like to do the last thing that they're going to expect me to do.
You don't want to sell too many copies.
Exactly. Did they expect Earthworm Jim 1 and 2 to be a success? I mean, 2 they hope to be a success because 1 was a success.
Right.
No. Did they expect me to move to New York City and become a painter? No. Did they expect me to get lost in the mountains of Montana and record a series of accordion albums? No.
No one did.
You're never going to know what Jim's up to.
Yeah.
So now I'm back in the video game industry, baby. They put a new coat of they put a new coat of paint. Sorry, the suit is really stressing me out. They put a new coat of paint on my first game. They slapped it out there in 2010. And now we're coming out with Earthworm Jim 4 directly to the Intellivision.
That's amazing. That's so great. What do you paint, by the way? What kind of things do you paint?
Mostly nudes.
Wait, worms are kind of nude, aren't they?
Yeah, nude worms.
Okay. Do you know the worms from like the game worms? The one that like the military worms?
Oh, yeah, I know those guys. They wanted me to join their team, and I said, no, thanks. I make peace, not war.
Hey, nice.
You know what I mean? And they weren't too happy about it. They actually came over to my old house. I had a house in Malibu for a while. And, when I declined the invitation, I found myself waking up in the middle of the night 3 weeks later, and all of a sudden there were tiny little bombs and things chipping away at the ledge.
God.
It was very much like that scene in Iron Man 3 when Tony Stark's house is being attacked by, and it was a sad scene, but
nice
I think they got their worth out of it. I think they put it in Worms of Warcraft or whatever they're up to.
Yeah, something like that. So you did steal Princess's or Diane's crown after she fell into some lava.
I tried to sell it on eBay for a couple bucks, but I was a different worm back then,
Okay. Yeah.
Eventually I did, with the money that I got from Earthworm Jim 2 and the cartoon series, I did buy it back for her, and she was very appreciative. Diane and I are on a nice speaking relationship now. I'm happy to say.
That's good to hear. I like that. Yeah. Do you know anybody else from back in the day? Like, do you know the Battletoads, or like you said, Banjo or something? Like, anybody else you guys hang out?
Oh yeah, I play poker with the Battletoads every once in a while. They're really cool. Back in the 90s, used to hang out with all the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Who's a sneaky guy? The real party animal there, Donatello. Okay.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, you might think, Raphael's the cool one. Michelangelo's the nunchuck party guy.
Right.
That Donatello, that sneaky fuck. He somehow worked in his contract that he would have the longest weapon in that first game. It's true. That's a smart Calabrino right there.
He's the smartest. He's the smartest one. Yeah.
He's one smart taco.
How about the who else is there? Bucky O'Hare? That's around the same time.
Oh, Bucky O'Hare. He's pretty cool, man. He told me some great bit of advice one time when right before Earthworm Jim 2 was going to come out. I was getting, I was on top of the world. I was the peak, man. And I saw him backstage at a video game conference, and he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey, man, you're going to be okay."
Oh, nice.
And I looked at him in the eye and I said, well, at least one of us is, asshole. I never saw him again.
Oh, poor Bucky. Yeah, I mean, I wish someone would
I wish I didn't say that. I was being a hot shot. I was being a 90s. It was cool to be rude in the 90s. Man.
It was.
I'm trying to change my ways.
Hacky sacks, man. Yeah. That's when you knew you were cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wish someone would do a game of all the people like you that had so much success, quick success, but then like you sort of went away from the spotlight a little bit. Put them all in a game, whether it be a racing game, maybe a fighting game. I don't know. That'd be a fun thing to do. There's a lot of cool people that you knew back in the day.
You're saying it now, and it can become a reality. Do you understand this?
It could be.
This is what we're talking about when you study Buddha and you get, if you want something to become true, you have to wish it into existence and make it happen. So I'm telling you right now, you've got the platform. You might as well start a Kickstarter.
I should.
And I'll call up all my old buddies and we'll put it together for you if you got enough interest. We'll get this going.
What kind of game would you want to do? Would it be racing? Would it be fighting? Would it be a real-time strategy? I don't know.
I'm looking for something that's like like a theme park builder, but a theme park that I would like to be part of. And that way, it's free to play, but we can really microtransaction the hell out of it.
Okay.
Just in case, because you always have those addicts, those little punks that think they know everything. They find the cheat codes, they're done with the game. I think, this is in defense for the pay for play, platform, of course, your Fortnites and what have you.
Yeah.
You get in there and you really take advantage of those that want to take advantage of the game. And you don't take advantage of the casual players that just want to drop in and they can't play past the second level because they don't know how to get out of hell.
That was kind of me for the
and you can take that metaphor to the bank with you.
I will. Hey, real quick, do you know you're rated the 114th best Nintendo game ever made?
Whoa, really?
That's pretty good. Almost.
114, huh?
There's been thousands. You're almost top 100.
Who put this list together? You?
No, somebody. Maybe like GamePro. I don't know. Someone
sounds really official.
Yeah, it's 114.
Those GamePro guys, they didn't want to talk to me back in the day, and now they're coming crawling back. Now that it's cool to be retro, right?
It's very cool now.
Oh boy,
we definitely hope we see a revival of sorts of Earthworm Jim here.
You definitely will. All you have to do is purchase a brand new video game system that Intellivision's putting out.
Sure.
With all the delays in production, it's going to be worth your money, okay? You're going to want to purchase this all-new system in addition to the two that you likely already have at home, because it's not your Switch, okay? It's not your PlayStation 4. Yeah. It's a new experience, and you need to open yourself and be receptive to new experiences if you want to break out of that mold that you're in, okay?
It would be funny if your game...
I'm fine.
It would be great if your new game is one of the best games of all time and people had to buy an Intellivision for it.
That's what they're hoping, man.
Good luck. I think it'd be great.
Many millions of people around the world have a Switch right now. If it weren't for my buddy Link and that Breath of the Wild game, probably not.
Probably. It helps.
Probably. Well, they probably wouldn't have bought it day one. I'll tell you that.
It's probably like the Xbox system seller. Halo isn't going to be on the system for a while. So
there you go.
They delayed Halo a few weeks ago, so who knows when.
This is how you corner the market, okay? You got to find a system that no one is able to get their hands on, and then make them want it more.
That's true. Yeah, I think you really know what you're talking about. I hope not that you get well, because you seem great. I hope you get the success back if you want it. You know what I mean? Or things just
fame is a fleeting feeling, man.
Sure, it sure is, man. This podcast.
I'm sure you feel it with your 8 million fans at your door every day. They're always trying to get those pictures. They're trying to get the gotcha moment and the paparazzi.
It's down to 4 million. So
they're always trying to get pictures of me outside of my suit. You know how frustrating that is.
Are you recognizable? Are you bigger than most earthworms?
Yeah, I've got huge eyeballs that protrude out of my head, so I'm pretty easy to spot.
That's true.
Well, I got to maintain a low profile,
I got you. You want to play a quick game with me before you go?
This game of yours. I've heard about this game.
It's very popular. It's called Wed, Bed, Dead, everybody. So, Jim,
I heard that many people want me dead.
You know what? Not me. Not me.
Oh, really?
No, I think it'd be cool. Yeah. You know what? Maybe sometimes. Depends on the situation, I guess. Yeah. I'll tell you why. Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 choices.
Uh-huh.
Tell me who you want to wed, who you want to bed, who you want to dead. You'll see that sometimes, even though you may like a character, in these 3 choices, they may have to go the dead route. You know what I mean? So the first one, if you look at your screen, I'll give you a little picture here. PD Piranha.
Oh, wow.
From Smash Bros. He just got a character in there. He's from the Super Mario series. He's a big Audrey 2 looking evil. I guess he's evil. I don't know. He's a plant that eats people. So I guess he's kind of
cool evil. Sunglasses on there.
He does have he's a cool dude. He's a cool plant, Not much else to say, but he does stay in a pot the whole time, like a big pot of dirt, which you may like.
I used to spend lots of times in pots of dirt. I know what that's like. I can relate to that experience.
Exactly. So you two might get along. This next one, good role model, Doc from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Oh. So we got Little Mac's coach, right? He was a former boxer himself, good motivational guy. He's always in your corner, keeps you in shape. And just an overall good dude, I think it seems.
That's good. I wonder if he's ever professionally trained a worm before.
Probably not, but first time for everything, right? Especially nowadays. And this next one from Overwatch, we got the Widowmaker. I know it's pretty small, this picture, but the Widowmaker, yeah, from Overwatch. She's like purplish. She's a sniper lady. All right. She's got those long ass guns that just can pick you off from long distances. And a pretty sick bod, I guess, overall. As you can see, long hair. She's got purple outfit. Really cool character as well, especially if you like sniping. All right.
Amazing. So, incredible.
Yeah. So what are your choices here, Jim? We got, again, PD Piranha, Doc Lewis, I believe his name is, from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, or the Widowmaker from Overwatch.
I'm going to have to immediately bed the Widowmaker from Overwatch here.
Yeah.
She's absolutely my type, tall and threatening and looks like she could kill me in a single strike.
Yeah, she can.
But that's not somebody I could, commit to full-time and long-term. But she's totally right up there with like a Cameron Diaz type, a true 90s goddess, I gotta say. Yeah, look at that. And she's got blue skin too.
Yep.
That's cool. That's out of this world, man. That's right up my alley.
I like that.
But that's not the kind of person that I would settle down with. I'd probably be more inclined to have a working and a marital relationship with the Doc from Punch-Out there.
Right. Interesting.
Now, I'm especially interested because I don't have a lot of experience in a boxing game per se. I have some fighting game experience, so I think we could have a relationship that's mutually beneficial, okay? Because I know his some rivals of his, okay? I know that King Hippo guy.
Oh, yeah.
That big fat ass. He's got a lot of dirt on Doc, and I would keep that under wraps as long as we were married together.
Yeah, gotcha. Good.
And I'm sorry to take this away from my plant friend, PD Piranha, but, there's just nothing in it for me sexually or as far as like a marital relationship goes. There's not a lot to branch out in from a literal plant in the ground,
Yeah.
It's not a beneficial experience. I get no thrill from that. Okay. I'm a worm that can't be tied down, man. See, I'm cruising across the galaxy at 2,000 million miles per hour in my pocket rocket. I got enough stress with Pete over there. I can't have another Pete in my life. You know what I mean? I got Pete the dog. I can't have Petey the piranha. I'm sorry. He's dead.
See, I'm surprised. I thought you'd want to live in there, live in his dirt. Look at that, huh? This game really...
No dirt can hold me down.
Okay, I guess. Very solid choices here. You definitely thought about that. Seemed like you had this in advance, which you did.
Thank you so much. And to everybody out there who wanted to kill old Earthworm Jim when he was part of these three, I guess I understand it now. You're kind of forced to make a decision.
See, you never know.
But I gotta say, for those questioning, am I gonna have sexual relationships with a worm? Lest you forget, I have a very powerful suit.
Yeah, it's got an opening.
Has all the sexual organs built into it. I can roll however you want.
That seems weird they put those in there, but I guess why not?
That's part of the mysterious origins of my story. No one knows who made the suit and for what purpose.
Has it been?
I can assume that it might be part of Apple Corporation's products to take over the world.
Has it been upgraded in the past 30 years, 25 years, or no?
I made a few modifications myself. I put a smoothie machine in there.
Okay, that seems
so right. I could, if I got to put some protein, get my protein in there real quick.
Just on the go.
Yeah, and I also I have to change out the threads in the feet every once in a while. You get an old pair of shoes, they get a little dirty.
Of course.
Not that I don't mind dirt, but sometimes they just wear away.
Okay.
Then you get no traction, and it's tough when you're rolling around in a literal pizza trying to fight slices of pepperoni. You gotta have good traction on your shoes.
You have to. That's good advice from Bucky O'Hare. Get the traction on your shoes. Well, let's see what I'm going to do here. So I think
I'm sorry if you can hear Pete barking in the background there.
Is that was?
I apologize about that. Yeah, I'm supposed to take him for his walk.
Is he skipping around and hopping around?
Yeah, he's just, she won't shut up. I apologize if that's picking up on the microphone.
No problem. We'll make this quick. So I almost want to agree with you here with your choices because
they are the perfect choice.
I think so. Bed and Widowmaker would be great. It'd be, again, like you said, it'd be awesome one night, but to be tied down to a killer, I don't know. Although nowadays it might not be, but hey, honey, take care of this guy over there down the street. Boom. You know what I mean? It might have. Why not?
Who are you trying to kill? He hates my guts, but I can hook you up with Psychro. He's a very inefficient killer if you just want to scare somebody.
It'd be like, hey, he's not wearing a mask. Get him, honey. You know what I mean? So something like that.
Wow.
So we'll bet her. And the blue skin's intriguing as well. Wedding.
That's the only reason why people went and saw that movie Avatar, by the way.
They were hoping.
Everyone's very sexually attracted to blue, slim blue figures.
Yeah. Look at Mystique in X-Men, right?
100%, man. 100%.
So Doc would be a good one to have around. Again, takes care of you, motivational, can train you. I would love some boxing training every day. Hey, get up, let's go do a couple laps, buddy. All right, pal. Do something. He'll really get me in shape. And that'd be nice, especially during this quarantine. It would be nice to have Petey Piranha in the house if you wet him to kind of scare away other bugs until he like eat bugs, right? Probably, I'd guess, or even other people. I don't know.
You forget you're talking to a literal worm here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you're not a bug.
Watch what you say, buddy.
I'm sorry. But you get like
messing with you.
Oh, okay. You make it nice, clean oxygen having a huge ass plant around the house all the time. But I'll stick with it. We're gonna dead Petey Piranha here.
Yeah, kill him.
Me and you. I just want water him for a few days.
Turn him into mulch.
Yeah. So those are my choices. So yeah, I agree with you, Jim. I agree. Good choices there.
Thank you very much.
Any last words you want to tell our fans? Anything else you want before you get on that pocket rocket and take your dog for a walk?
I got a memoir that I've been writing. It's nice. Coming out with my co-creator Doug. He was helping me pen it. It's part reality and also part virtual reality. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, I don't, but it sounds great.
Well, you'll have to pick it up and read it. It's going to be available only in one local bookstore per county. And I've not fully disclosed where actually the information is. I don't actually know. I can't figure it out, but I'm sure you can get on earthwormjim.com and maybe they'll throw in a free copy with your Intellivision when you buy that in the year 2022. It's going to be great.
I think it's on one. I think you can only get your book on a Nook. I heard the out of print Nooks.
That'd be great for all the retro fans. They could bring back the Nook.
The theme go with the Intellivision.
That's good. Yeah, we've been working hard on this book ever since we started the game in 2008 years ago. So you might as well, the good things come to those who wait. And the book is called Worming My Way Through Life.
Nice.
Etchings and memoirs from a worm who is super powered.
Oh, wait. I just got noticed that Mario is already doing the reality and virtual reality thing. Sorry.
What the fuck?
Sorry.
This guy, this pig, he's always coming in.
It just came in on the under the wire here. Sorry.
This might be my bad. I gotta.
Are you telling people?
I can't. I got some aggressive feelings about it, but have we aired those grievances? No. I gotta talk to that guy. We used to be buds back in the 16-bit days, man. We used to go hang out at the bit bars and chug back a few micro pixels back in the day.
From Tapper, right? Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
All right. Well, Jim, this has been such an honor. I'm so glad we had you on. A lot of retro legends. We had Toe Jam and Earl a few weeks ago. We got you today. A lot of retro legends.
Oh, I love those guys.
Oh, they were fun. Toe Jam was in prison.
Master System buds.
Yeah, Toe Jam was a little in prison at the time, but it was still fun.
This is great. It's like a high school reunion every day right? Talking to these guys.
It is. Thank you so much. Everybody else, thanks for listening. And we will talk to you next week. Bye.
Hey, man. Way cool. Bye.
Today's playable character was played by Patrick Reidy. Check out his improv show on YouTube every Monday, On the Spot NYC. It's hilarious improv comedy. And check him out on Twitter and Instagram @ThePatReidy.